What's up, everybody?
My name is Anthony Irvin.
You beat yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah, CB myself.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm Jim Green. Don't even need to hit a fucking traffic light.
Okay, good.
Welcome to
One set.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? We are back with another episode of the One Set Podcast. We are live, and tonight we have the breakdown from Raw, the Raw before Backlash. We're going to get our match predictions in, and we're going to talk about a little bit of SmackDown, and we'll give a little bit of information on, the end of the New Day and, some of the latest releases. We can talk a little bit about that. But like always, we want to hear what you guys have for your thoughts. So make sure you guys are joining us in the chat, letting us know what you guys thought of Raw tonight, what your match predictions are. And if you're here for the first time, my name is Anthony Irvin, and I'm here with my co-host, Jim Green. What's going on, brother?
Dude, outside of wrestling, and I know we're not going to get into this too much, we have the 76ers beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
Dude,
that was an awesome game.
How long has it been?
Since
44 years?
Yeah, since 1982, the Julius Erving era, and Maurice Cheeks.
Nice. And the Flyers have beat the Penguins and are in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs as well.
Yes.
So, just crazy to think, like, the Phillies were in the World Series and the Eagles won the Super Bowl 2017, won it again in 24. And, like, the Flyers and Sixers have just been, like, I know the Sixers have been in the postseason, but just not getting past, like, what the first round, like, or second round.
We got kicked out of the first round last year, and mainly we've been going back between getting either kicked out of the first round or the second round. We have yet to really make it to an Eastern Conference. So, game one for the Knicks was tonight. Obviously, they took the L, but, it's another match because the Knicks knocked us out last year. So hopefully we get some redemption. It was an ugly game tonight. I mean, we were in it for a little bit, but they ended up, pulling away. But, and then Flyers, we're down 2. So a lot of stuff that are going on, but it's an insane way to be a Phillies fan. But, we at least got some wrestling to keep us updated too.
That's right. Let us talk about SmackDown super quick.
Yeah.
Notable takeaways. We had the debut of Ricky Saints coming in and challenging Cody Rhodes. And I mean, knowing that Ricky Saints was making his debut, it was almost like the writing was on the wall. Like, okay, we're like, if you know, like, Ricky and Cody are really, really close friends outside of
right.
WWE. JC Jane beats Charlotte Flair, so, like, her second week on SmackDown on the main roster, and she's pinning 14-time world champion. Kind of crazy stuff. They obviously have some stock in her. She, like, is transitioning to the main roster super well, and I can't wait to see what they actually wind up doing with her. So it's like, it feels like she's probably going to get the women's U.S. title fairly quickly. Just because I can't see them. I mean, when I say I can't see them putting her in the title picture with Rhea immediately, I mean, that's just like gut instinct. I don't think Rhea's going to drop the belt right away.
Nah, I definitely don't see her dropping too quickly. I mean, I would like to think, Rhea and Cody are probably going to keep it throughout the summer. Now that we're seeing, like, Roman is going to be out in like June or July. Now that's like the biggest thing of like, okay, he was saying, oh, I'm going to see you all this summer. Now it's like, okay, now he's X'd out for a whole month. But, you know.
I also, like, okay, it's fine. Like, just like everybody else, immediately I was like, all right, this is annoying just because he said he was going to be around all summer, like, and we were like, okay, we're going to get Roman every week on Raw. Like, that's good because it was, you know, CM Punk was there every week.
Right.
And it was, let's not put the title on Roman if he's going to be part-time champ. And now he's going to be gone for basically the whole month of June. I also am kind of wondering, what if they are just saying that to make us feel like this Jacob Fatu title match isn't like a foregone conclusion that Roman is definitely keeping it. Like, maybe they are just planning to see, like, oh,
yeah,
maybe
right.
Roman's taking off, so maybe he is just going to quick drop it to Jacob Fatu. Like, your casual fan might think that, and it might just be their way of like, okay, we need to keep getting people to subscribe to the ESPN app. People aren't going to subscribe to catch this Roman and Jacob match if it's a definite, like, Roman's retaining. Why are people going to tune in if there's like 0% chance of Jacob winning this match, winning the belt, right?
Right. Nothing like tension going into something.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the Backlash card as a whole, like, 3 of the 5 matches are non-title matches. So it's like, all right, there's not any super major stakes happening here.
Definitely a lot smaller, you know, bill obviously than Mania, but, you know, yeah, you only have like the Trick Williams match and the Roman and Fatu that are obviously, you know, title matches here. So, you know, it's good again to kind of see Trick and Sammy going at it again, but, you know, we'll get to our prediction soon.
Yeah, and they did the Death of the Gingerbread Man on SmackDown.
I've been hearing about that. I totally missed it. You know, I was playing a gig on Friday night, so I didn't get to watch any of SmackDown.
I missed that segment entirely, and I was like, it's fine. I just am like, some people, the way that they're playing the Sami Zayn character is he is like still himself, but everybody has, like, the audience has turned on him. So now he's just like organically annoying, right? So I'm just like, you know what? Get us the full-blown heel Sami Zayn. Maybe his heel character is just this annoying guy. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm fine with it. But, like, Trick Williams better not drop that title anytime soon. Not before he has his feud with Carmelo Hayes. Like, that's got to be the SummerSlam match, right? Outside of that, the Io and Asuka match, which, like, we've talked about Kyrie. We talked about her last week, and apparently the reports came out that she, like, they caught wind that Kyrie wanted to go back to Japan. So they were just kind of like, okay, get rid of her. Like, just cut her.
Now I'm hearing, like, they're starting to consider bringing her back, and obviously it seems like they're listening to the audience. So, you know,
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
we were kind of predicting that would be something that would be of substance if they can get her back at Backlash. Will it happen? It's probably 50-50 at this point, but, you know, I think that would be obviously a big pop if they get Kairi Sane out of nowhere to, you know, help Io Sky. That would obviously be the icing on the cake for that feud, because we never got to have that before she left. But, you know, I mean, obviously, I would love to see it, but I'm not putting all my chips in that that's actually going to happen.
I feel like the Kyrie might be coming back is fake news. Like, that's just, like, the way I'm leaning towards. And the reason I say that is because on Raw tonight, they had a pre-taped Asuka and Io Sky segment, like sit down face to face between the two of them, and immediately my mind went to, they did this to avoid them in the ring with the crowd doing the "We Want Kyrie" chants. Like they totally pre-taped that to eliminate that from the equation, to try to get the audience invested in just the feud between the two of them.
Yeah.
Which ended in Asuka doing the mist to Io. Io is screaming. It's like when you see the mist done in the ring and it's like they're like freaking out, maybe in the arena, like it doesn't portray other than like, it's in my eyes. Like in this sit down situation, it was very much like, okay, Io Sky is blind now.
Right.
But they're also in a confined room, so like the reaction audibly is intensified, I guess. Anyway, I'm just kind of like, okay, it's going to be a sick match, and let's get this over with. Right?
Yeah,
it's just like
I'm at that point with it too. I mean, it's going to be a good match, but yeah, just get me there.
And I kind of feel the same about Trick and Sammy. I'm like, I just want to see what's next for Trick. Like, let's move on from this Trick. Like, let Sami Zayn move on. I feel like
he deserves so much
times,
more than just being with Sammy.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times at Backlash, when it is feuds that are lingering from pre-WrestleMania, it's very much like, okay, let's blow this off. Like, let's get it over with. But at least like the Roman and Jacob match, it's a fresh situation.
Right.
And so the Seth Rollins Braun Breaker match, obviously stemming back from before Mania, was supposed to take place at Mania, and they decided, okay, let's put this at Backlash so we have time to build it. And we'll talk about that when we actually get into Raw. Let's segue back to SmackDown super quick.
Right.
Outside of Ricky Saints and Cody, which Cody beats Ricky Saints clean, which I was like, don't love that because it doesn't really do much for Ricky, but at the same time, it's like you can't have every call up. You can't just have every call up win off the gate, right?
Yeah. Depending on who it is, yeah, for sure.
You can't have every call up do what JC Jane is doing and go right for the top women like Rhea and Charlotte and do super well. Like, you can't have everybody, you can't have Obafemi coming up and slaying the beast that is Brock Lesnar. Like,
that
so,
doesn't
like,
happen very often.
No, it doesn't. So I understood, like, okay, we're getting variety in the outcomes. I just don't like that Cody Rhodes took a punt from Randy Orton at the end of night one of WrestleMania, and then he shows up to Raw. He has been here every week, and Randy Orton is nowhere to be found. So I'm like, that just doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
But I do feel in part like, okay, they know they're building a lot of the story around Roman. They have Jacob Fatu working both shows, like double duty, Raw and SmackDown. He had the match with Tala Tonga on SmackDown. No, Jacob didn't. I'm sorry. They did Solo and Tala Tonga against the Usos in the closer match on SmackDown, and Jacob Fatu interfered. Jacob Fatu looked strong again. So they're really trying to make Jacob look like he is a viable threat to Roman, which is like, again, it's very much like, okay, Roman's not losing the belt at the first PLE. Which is why it got me thinking, like, okay, maybe they're just spinning this. He's missing in June. Like, maybe he is going to drop the title to Jacob, and then Roman returns, wins it back. Like, I'm not buying it.
Right.
So,
It'll be very surprising if that's the case. And definitely with all these, because the other thing I saw that was, they're trying to renegotiate his contract, because it seems like they're just obviously the same thing with the New Day stuff, that a lot of their contracts are being redone with like some form of TKO, branding in there. So, they're trying to reconstruct all these superstars' contracts. So maybe that's another reason why they're probably taking them off and stuff, because they're renegotiating. It was like supposedly like a $15 million contract, and either it's like, okay, you're worth this for this amount of time, but either we're not going to pay you for, either not having this amount of dates, or if you're doing less, we're not going to pay you for blah, blah, blah. So they're trying to work something out. So it's either they're just taking him off TV for that, and now it's whether if they're going to, take him off and he drops the belt, and by the time he gets renegotiated or something, then he gets the title chance again. But, I don't know. Again, like you said, it could be just swerves to kind of just keep us all thinking, and so we're not, so we're all just like thinking like 20 different things, and you never even know what's coming.
Right. So it keeps it a little bit less predictable.
Yes.
So from what I understand, from kind of the research that I'd done, JC Mateo and Tonga Loa of the MFTs, I think you guys, you or Matt or the both of you messaged, it was either Thursday or Friday that they were gone. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, the Wyatts are all gone. What's going to happen with MFTs? Like, what's Solo going to do? Is it just going to be him and Tala? Like, Tala Tonga wasn't even on SmackDown the week before. And I was like, and we were speculating, like, maybe he's on the chopping block. Apparently Tala Tonga had an undisclosed injury, which kept him off of SmackDown the week before. Tonga Loa and JC Mateo, apparently their contracts had just expired, which makes sense because they both debuted at Backlash the previous 2 years. JC Mateo last year in 25, Tonga Loa the year before that in 24. Their contracts expired. They weren't renewed. So I guess the company's like, they're just dead weight, like just like trim to fat kind of
that
thing,
makes
right?
sense then.
The New Day, apparently they were trying to restructure their contract in the form of more bonuses and less guaranteed money. So the New Day is like, well, Kofi Kingston's like, I've been around, I'm almost, coming up in May, at the end of May, would be 20 years of Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
So this guy, and I'm sure, I mean, Xavier's been around since 2011. Like, it's been 15 years that these guys are like, we redefined the culture of the tag team division. Like, they're hands down, they are in a lot of people's consideration for Mount Rushmore of, like, tag teams.
Yes.
WWE tag teams for sure. Like, that is a fair argument, bar none. I mean, 100% New Day has to be talked about in the conversation for the Mount Rushmore of tag teams. I find it interesting that Big E is still around, especially because he's not an in-ring competitor.
Like I was telling you, I'm like, well, I guess Big E won that feud then, so.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I just, when I thought it was a hoax when they were saying that New Day was done, but then, started, again, once you see one, then it's like 2 or 3, 4, and then everybody's starting to talk about it.
You look for the credible sources that like,
right.
Okay, if they're saying it, it is a thing.
Yeah.
So they didn't get fired is what is
no.
Is what is notable. Didn't get fired. Didn't get released. They just apparently they came to mutual terms to go separate ways, and that to me is in the restructuring of their contract. Kofi and Xavier were like, we're not playing.
Yeah.
And they're like, we know another company exists out there, and I mean, it's got to be AEW. They will give them all kinds of money to chim on over here. Just
Definitely.
chim on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't blame them for, being
I don't
a
blame them at all.
situation for, taking, more time but less guaranteed money when, like you said, Kofi's been around for so long. He knows his worth, and whatever type of less guaranteed money they were expected on top of what they were getting, it's just crazy to think that, they were thinking that, okay, we're going to give you a whole bunch of bonuses, but overall you're just going to be making less.
Yeah, but the opportunity to earn those bonuses is what? Merch sales, PLE appearances. That's all stuff that's out of their hands, because if the creative isn't provided for them,
exactly,
then they're not going to get over with the crowd. They're not going to make the merch sales. They're not going to make it on the PLE. So they're like,
and they really haven't been on any PLEs. So what's the point of saying like, oh, if that is one of the perks, saying like bonuses being on certain shows or getting PLEs and eventually getting tag team gold again, but if you're not creatively getting those opportunities, then where do those bonuses come from? There's no guarantee if you're not guaranteeing a bonus, but then you're also not guaranteeing that you're making the same amount. You're almost guaranteeing less. Doesn't make sense.
I mean, yeah, the guys have been around for too long, and they redefined the culture of the tag team division in WWE at a minimum within WWE.
Yeah. And I don't even think that, like, when New Day came out, they weren't really over it at the beginning. It took almost a year for them for everybody to really catch on. I mean, I don't think they really, until they came up with like the Bootios and all that like era, that's when they really started getting over.
So something happened it didn't take a year. It was early on, because they were being presented as like this I remember the vignettes being like a choir, like from a church, and it was like they were annoying as can be. It was basically kind of like Right to Censor, right?
Mm-hmm.
For like 3 or 4 weeks it was that, and then apparently we have to go back and watch how they went from being heels to getting over, because it was I want to say by complete accident.
And that's like the thing. Like they weren't even supposed to, really be, but it just happened by some type of, lucky accident that they had something and it stuck with people, and it was like one of those things. Like then the next week everybody was talking about it, and then it just kept going on. And they're like, hey, just roll with that,
And then the rest is history. I mean, it's like everyone's like, who was the bigger tag team, the New Day or the Usos? Like it's like wild to think about the run that they had. And I know it was the three of them with Big E in the equation, and I know with Big E out, like Kofi and Xavier, the two of them, like really struggled to kind of. I mean, they kept it running as long as they could, and then it was like, okay, let's do the heel turn, and then you could tell it was like starting. But it kept being like, okay, they're gonna take off, and then just never did. And
right,
I don't know. I feel for the guys. I'm gonna miss them. I'm sure you are too.
Definitely.
But like if they were gonna keep TV, and it was just like I could care less about the version of the New Day, and it wasn't ever going to like manifest into something better. I wish the best of them, like the best for the both of them, like wherever they wind up. Because I mean,
Yeah.
they're rock stars in their own right, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Kofi's still considerably young, and Xavier is still considerably young. Kofi can still go, but yeah, I mean, they'll be fine. They'll definitely be fine.
They'll get a nice bag from AEW, I'm sure.
Right.
Danhausen and The Miz from SmackDown. Real quick. Just Danhausen comes out to the ring. He's riding his cart out. He barely makes the turn to go around the corner of the ring. He gets over to the announce table and he just stops and he throws his hands up. Somebody forgot to take out the steps. Somebody So you gotta go back and catch that. I mean, they didn't make a big deal out of it, but he gets in the ring. The Miz comes out and basically is like, "Oh my God, a forfeit!" Throws in the towel, and is like, "I can't beat him. Join him. Let's make this Mizhausen thing happen." And the crowd is all behind it. Kit Wilson comes out and is trying to talk the Miz out of it, and like, there's Danhausen with his hand out. There's Kit Wilson with his hand out. And the Miz is like trying to decide, shakes Danhausen's hand. Everyone's stoked. And then he just wails on Danhausen. It's like, he got us all. It was good.
Yeah.
But now Danhausen has asked for a tag match. And I didn't know this until Triple H posted it. And it was like, if he can find a partner. And it's like, who's the partner going to be?
Right.
They did just announce today that John Cena is confirmed for Backlash. For Backlash. So everyone's like, is it going to be John Cena? I firmly believe it's going to be Jelly Roll, because we were supposed to get him and Cody Rhodes against Randy Orton and Pat McAfee. McAfee bailed on the entire situation, so they were redoing all of that. Did forget to mention that in the Ricky Saints-Cody match, Gunther came out and put Cody in the sleeper.
Yes.
After the match. So it's like, okay, we didn't see that coming. But you look at the Raw roster, there is like nothing for Gunther to do except for go after Roman Reigns and go after Obafemi, and both of those things just seem way further down the road. So it's like, okay, let's move Gunther over to SmackDown, and
again, it's like, kind of just derailing away from him ever trying to have you remember that he talked to Paul Heyman to say, hey, you owe me one. Like, so we're supposed to just forget that he talked to Heyman, and Heyman's supposed to, give him this favor. Obviously, it's going to be, we'll figure out and see if they're going to do something about it. But obviously, him attacking Cody, now that's going to be something. So
they had to pivot somehow. And because Gunther was starting to lose his steam, because it's like, okay, he went on this career killer thing between Goldberg and John Cena and AJ Styles. They were going to do Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio totally trolled.
Yeah.
We got the Seth Rollins match at Mania, which was great, right? We all knew it was there just to keep them busy and relevant.
Right.
Now, Seth is with Braun where he's supposed to be. Gunther, they're trying to figure out, because, like, the Brock Lesnar thing, man, Michael Cole did say on Raw tonight that Obafemi retired Brock Lesnar. Like, he flat said it. So I'm like, okay, they are running with Brock is gone. Now, whether they throw him enough money to get him the one more match, we shall see. Outside of that, it's got to be Jelly Roll, right? And
I mean, if they're continuing to go with the celebrity route, then yeah. I mean, I could definitely seeing it being something like Jelly Roll. It would be funny if it was like R-Truth, That would be something.
Yeah,
it's got to match the comedy and pizzazz of that thing, because it's obviously just a filler match. So you're obviously not going to get like an NXT come up or something. It's going to be like a one-off, like, something to kind of kill some time for about 5 minutes. But yeah, I can see Jelly Roll being in it.
Yeah, I feel like Truth is tied up with Damien right now. So like,
unfortunately, yeah.
Your favorite. So outside of that, people have commented it's probably just going to be CM Punk for a one-off, and I'm like, I wouldn't hate it. I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
People are saying Joe Hendry. I'm like, he is literally feuding with Logan Paul. Like that is.
So that's not going to be it. Yeah.
That. I'd be okay with CM Punk. It's not going to be John Cena because the guy is retired, right? Like, John Cena coming out of retirement would not be for that match, right?
No, he's definitely not coming out for that one. I mean, I think he's just going to be announcing like the Club WWE stuff. So it's just going to be a thing to put his face in front of it so people can, sell the whole subscription service thing and like get discounted tickets on already the most expensive tickets in the world right now.
Brand ambassador Cena.
Here's 25% off that we're going to eventually add 25% off. We're going to add 25% more onto your ticket and say it's 25% off.
Oh, let's get the Raw, dude.
Let's do it.
Okay. Show opens. Roman is looking for Jacob. Adam Pearce is like, you need to come back to my office. You need to come back. We need to talk about. Stops Roman and Gorillas. Like, Jacob's not here yet. And then the camera pans over, and there's Seth. And everyone's like, kind of like, ooh, Seth and Roman. And Seth says to Roman, you're in my way. And I loved that because, yes, figuratively speaking, Roman was standing in his way for Roman to come out. But also, metaphorically, Roman Reigns has the belt that Seth Rollins never lost.
Yep.
So he's saying, dude, you are in my way.
Uh-huh.
Right? So Seth comes out. He's making his way down the ramp. Braun Breaker just trailblazes over him. It's great.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I know we were dogging on the spear at WrestleMania. Man, did Seth sell that spear in the ring tonight, dude?
He made up for it tonight. I did see a couple of them, and yeah, he definitely made up for those outside of the ones at Mania.
Yeah, so good in the beginning of the show, and then later in the show we had Joe Hendry versus Austin Theory. Logan Paul is fired up about Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
And it's like, and Paul Heyman's like, no, you need to relax. Like, basically, you need to be patient.
Zaddy chill. And then Logan crashes out, can't control himself, gets in the ring, causes the DQ. And I'm like, okay, here come the Street Profits. Yep. Automatically thought that.
Good stuff.
And then here they come.
And then out comes Braun. And then out comes Seth.
Yeah.
And I was like, this was a good sequence and chain of events. And we had Montez Ford diving over Seth when Seth was about to do the stomp.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. And then Seth was distracted, turned around, ate another spear. And it's really nice because they are working the tension between Seth and the Street Profits. And he turned to Joe Hendry. He's like, I don't even know who you are. It's great.
Yeah, because it's in a way like Seth's dealing with the fact that he's keeping that in the back of his mind of what Braun was saying. Like, you really don't have any friends. So
Yeah, nobody trusts him. So.
yeah. So I think that's always in the back of his mind that like he's trying to have people work together with him, but again, people don't really want to work with Seth because, like you said, they don't trust him, nor they're not really trying to be buddy with them. They're like the Profits are looking at the tag team titles. They're not looking at any more friendships.
Right. All right, just getting just getting back in order. After that, we had Finn hitting up Roxanne in the Judgment Day backstage area again, which like Liv Morgan basically slides in and is like, "What are you doing talking to Finn?" Basically saying, "I don't trust you," and then Roxanne tries to cover it up, and it's like very obvious they're planting the seeds for the Roxanne turn.
Yes, for sure.
Totally cool with it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
We get Finn Balor versus JD again. I gotta say, I didn't catch much of the match itself. I'm sure it was stellar. I'll have to go back and watch it because they have great chemistry. Had the Flyers on, had the Sixers on. So I'm like back and forth between three screens, and I'm like, I'm more interested in the storyline surrounding this than I am in, like, I know Finn can wrestle. I know JD. I know they have great chemistry. So it's like, okay, what is the follow up in the story here? Liv gets the timekeeper hammer, like to ring the bell, gives it to Roxanne, and it's like, okay, is she gonna do what's expected of her, or is she gonna turn here? Mm-hmm. Sure enough, she hits Finn to basically save face, and it's like, okay, Roxanne is saying, no, she's not.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, they're milking it for a little bit, but it's coming for sure.
Yeah. And hopefully not at next WrestleMania, right?
Right. Yeah, not too long. Hopefully not that long.
Freaking Christ. So after that, we get the Penta tag match. Penta and Javon Evans versus Rusev and Ethan Page.
Which I thought was a great match.
I, again, have to watch the match back. I did catch the ending. I had a feeling Ethan Page was going to pin the champion here. Sure enough, he does. I thought that the follow-up in the match was going to be some way to build this fatal four-way match. And I'm like,
right.
Okay, they don't do that. So I was like, okay, they're probably not having this match at Backlash, and they're saving it for probably Saturday night's main event, which I'm not totally sure when that is. But I know we're getting Saturday night main event and Clash in Italy also in May.
Yeah.
Like, they have two other big shows to sell in the month of May. So it's like, whatever isn't making it onto the Backlash card, like, people are like, there's no women's match on the Backlash card.
I think the Saturday night main event might be in July, if I'm not mistaken, or if not next month. I'll have to double check.
I'm gonna check it. Oh, but I did say no women's match on the card. We are getting Io and Asuka, but
right,
like no women's title match. Like no
no title match.
No SmackDown women's title. No women's IC. No women's US title match. Right.
Right. I mean, I feel Backlash is, what it's meant for, like, just some ways to kind of just get some of the matches that need to have like a repeat match, and like you have one or two matches from WrestleMania that like, okay, let's run this one back, and then you have one or two others that are just running off of new steam to build some new feuds. But then you also like the Trick William and Sami Zayn, that's going to run it back. Obviously feeling it's not going to make much of a turn. I'm expecting Trick to, come out with another win, but, overall it's, nothing too exciting, but the only match that is worth, kind of the biggest is obviously the Roman and Jacob Fatu, because of the fact that, we're not going to be seeing Roman in June. So it's the big question is, okay, are they going to, take the belt off him now, or are they just going to keep it on him? He's not there for June, and we just worry about Cody for the next month.
I will say, like, major benefit to having Jacob Fatu just like pull one over. You have an immediate Jacob Fatu world heavyweight champion, completely unexpected. Because, like, here's the thing, right? Like, you have Roman with, like, the long 1,316-day title reign. But, like, he doesn't have a lot of title reigns. Like, when you're talking John Cena, 17-time world champion, I think Roman Reigns only has, like, 7 titles total. Because, like, I saw something online that said Seth Rollins is a 6-time world champion. John Moxley, Dean Ambrose is a 6-time world champion. Roman Reigns is now a 7-time world champion. I'm like, yeah, but the title reigns are so much longer nowadays. Like, when you look back at John Cena, like, he definitely has won the title and dropped it like a month later and then won it back again, right? Yeah, I mean, I would be super shocked if Jacob Fatu gets the title.
Definitely happy and shocked at the same time, because that definitely wouldn't be something you would expect, but could be a thing of like, hey, let's just, if Roman is going to be off for a month and we need a champion, let's just give it to Jacob Fatu and see what he does. Is this going to be some guy we can look to go to in the future after Roman and Cody and everybody are legit out of here, or do we need to go with somebody else?
I would be also surprised if Jacob Fatu has one of the big titles before Braun Breaker. I love Jacob Fatu, but I feel like they had Braun Breaker in position. They had him walking around with the strap, right?
With
like
the belt.
So, yeah, couple weeks there. Yeah, so
you
I
need
don't
to
know.
give up the belt. Why?
Why? Saturday night's main event, Saturday, May 23rd.
Okay, never mind then.
And WWE Clash in Italy, Sunday, May 31st, the next Sunday. So I'm like,
Jesus.
Okay. Yeah, right. So you have 3 shows happening in May. Like, they did this to us last summer, though, where like every 2 to 3 weeks they had another big show. Which it's like, okay, it's like kind of all right, because you have these like short-term things happening on TV that we basically have to tune in, because like things are being established for these major, like for these big shows that they're putting on, right?
Right.
And I feel like they're doing that intentionally, because it's like, okay, we have this summer lull where we have to fill in the gap between WrestleMania and SummerSlam, because like the only major thing, because they have Money in the Bank now moved from June or July to September after SummerSlam. So it's like, all right, I kind of like it, because they have Money in the Bank, and then right after you have King and Queen of the Ring to determine the number 1 contender for SummerSlam. So it's like, you got that mixed in with the briefcase. It's like, you might as well just do the briefcase after SummerSlam, so that whoever has the briefcase doesn't have to cash in until after WrestleMania, until you could have them hold it all the way until the next SummerSlam. So like, I do like the change in that regard.
Yeah, for sure.
Back to Raw here. I know we're getting on a tangent a little bit here. They had the Sol Ruca contract signing. You had Becky Lynch come out, and I was like, oh, they're going to give Sol Ruca a big moment here.
And yeah,
she did save the botch. Like, it still was okay. It was okay.
It wasn't like a total flop, but yeah, her slipping at that point kind of took away the momentum a little bit, but she saved it. decently.
It was a flop in that they were putting her contract signing. They were putting her in there with Becky Lynch, and in that moment, it's like, don't F it up.
Right.
You really wanted that to go perfect. I do feel bad for her. I know the company's got a lot of stock in her, so it's like, I mean, she's going to win that women's Intercontinental Championship from Becky Lynch. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
She's going to get some more exposure to the main roster because, like, from what we've seen, we know she's good. I think the casual audience needs to see a little bit more of her.
Yeah. I think over the weeks, they'll definitely put more time into her to get everybody on board with her. And, obviously it seems we're going to have more interactions between Becky Lynch and Sol Ruca. So that'll be nice. And thankfully she survived that big NXT moment because that would have been horrible if she was out for that. That was a nasty fall that she took.
Yeah, I also was like, oh yeah, that's right. These NXT shows aren't necessarily live. They are sometimes pre-taped. So like that could have been weeks before, right?
True.
Okay, after I feel bad for Sol Ruca because one to be as perfect as it possibly could, right? I think in the grand scheme of things, a month. No, we're gonna remember in a month. 3 months down the line, like we're not gonna care. We're gonna be like, she redeemed herself. She's totally fine. We already talked about the Joe Hendry and Austin Theory match and how that panned out. Obafemi Open Challenge. Folks, we were robbed of what could have been an absolute epic Obafemi and Akira Tozawa match. I am not happy about that. All right, I'm just playing.
Thank you.
It was, yeah. I mean,
it was good that
fact
they trolled that because you can obviously say, like, okay, we can't have Obafemi's first open challenge be a squash because we know he can do that any day of the week. So it was good that they had like the little swerve of like, okay, let's do the trickery of putting Tozawa out there and then
the best was Tozawa like goes and taps on Otis, and the crowd was ready for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's go. I had him pinged as one of the guys because I was like, it's not going to hurt Otis. Everybody loves him. We all know that he's just there to have a good time.
Yeah, it was awesome when they were going back and forth and trying to, get each other to the ground, and then Oba finally gets him and then just tosses him up. I was like, oh my God, that was awesome.
Just the uppercut that he literally me and Cheyenne were just like, oh shit.
Yeah. Same.
It was so good.
And then he just up and tossed him, and oh yeah, it was awesome.
And then I was like, there's no way that he's just going to hoist him up. So once he got him into the corner, I was like, okay. And still, just to see him have Otis up, it's like, that guy is 300 pounds. Oh, my God.
Dude's a beast.
It's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, he's a beast.
And already I'm like, I can't wait to see who it is next week because, it's got to be better than that.
It's got to be better, for sure.
They already started off with a banger.
Yeah, just keep giving him good little things like that. Even if it's not even 5 minutes like that, it's got to be, some good quality, decent matches.
masses. They did the EO and Asuka backstage pre-tape. I was like already talked about that. Already, we know why they did that. Anthony, tonight, we got the debut of Los Hermanos Americanos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. You
right
can't fool
before-
me, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Nice try. What's hilarious is right before that, they showed the clip from AAA of the Creed brothers, no masks, with OG El Grande Americano. So it's like,
Even with the mask, you just tell it's like they try to hide the faces with the masks, but you can just tell the masks were or their faces were too big for the mask, and it was just great that they were just still being revealed, but they were trying to act like they couldn't, like you were supposed to know that it wasn't them. And I think that's obviously the trick and the joke, but it was just hilarious to me.
yeah. Did you catch the match at all? I was.
I did. I caught most of it. And, the Creed brothers.
Should I go back and watch it?
I would. I mean, I'm not going to say, like, yeah, you definitely got to watch it. I mean, it's the best thing in the world. No, I mean, but yeah.
Entertainment-wise?
It's entertainment-wise, yeah. I mean, the Creed brothers hit their signature thing, so it had some spots in there where, it's like, oh, that just is like the remnants of the Creed brothers and blah, 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 blah. So, and, it'll be fun to watch that AAA match between Gable and Ludwig, so I'm looking forward to that. Still don't know who they're gonna put over at this point. I mean, it can go both ways.
Ludwig Kaiser is like the John Cena of AAA.
I was gonna say. I mean, I was saying it would be better for Chad Gable, but Ludwig has been doing so good with that character. They would be dumb not to just let him roll that into the sunset with it and just let him keep rolling with it. And Chad Gable can just return from his injury and continue to do what he does, because Chad can get back to the main roster doing what he's doing. Ludwig, if he loses, what's there for him? So it's better for him to just keep on doing the Americano thing and just let him keep doing that.
Yeah, I'm almost curious if Ludwig beats Chad in the mask versus mask match, and somehow Chad rolls out of the ring and under the apron, and then Ludwig reaches under to pull him out and throws him in the ring and unmasks, and it's not Chad Gable. It's like some other decoy.
Yeah.
I literally just thought of that and was like, I could see it.
That would be perfect.
I mean, it would keep Chad as OG El Grande Americano.
Yes.
But if they're ready to just be like, Chad Gable's going back to American Made, which that's what it feels like with the Creed brothers being Los Hermanos Americanos. Like, it feels like they're going to transition back to American Made. Would not hate it.
Right.
And then El Grande Americano is just Ludwig Kaiser as El Grande Americano, not any of this. The original and the the new El Grande, so it's not so confusing.
Yeah.
We got the Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu contract signing, and I liked the back and forth on the mic work. I didn't like Adam Pearce being involved in the mix-up, but I think they did that as a way to kind of get Jacob to get the upper hand on Roman and put him through a table, or so Michael Cole said. And I was just like, that also really, you had the Sol Ruca almost botch, and you had Jacob go to put Roman through the table, and it just doesn't connect. It doesn't break.
budge.
At that point, I'm like, just get me to the match.
Yeah.
I just want to see how it pans out. But we're obviously almost definitely going to get Jacob on SmackDown, and it's like, yeah, or maybe you don't.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have a gig this Saturday during the event as well, so I'll probably just watch it on my way back home and stuff. But because knowing that it's a short card, I'm playing 7 to 10, so it'll most likely be over by the time that I'm heading home. So I'll probably watch most of it on my way back.
Yeah, let's do our predictions.
Yeah, we don't have to go too deep into them because I think we've kind of made a lot of our obvious, thoughts. So, I guess according to the card, let's start with, Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. I gotta say, Braun Breaker's got to win this.
I don't see him eating the pin first. Unless it's Seth catches him with a roll-up.
Yeah.
I'll go with Seth Rollins. That way you and I can have like a split right off.
We at least have our split. Cool. So I'll go Braun, you go Seth.
Yep.
Io Sky and Asuka. Again,
this is tough, man.
This is still very tough. I mean, easy choice, Io, but you could definitely have this go more than one match. You can have Asuka have the upper hand first, and then we wait until the bigger pay-per-views. Maybe this ends like officially at SummerSlam. So I'll say if this is meant to continue, I'll go Asuka, taking the first one.
Yeah. If this is the face is chasing the heel, because I feel like Asuka losing, it really doesn't do her any favors.
No.
Io losing, I don't think it hurts her. So I'm gonna roll with Asuka on this one too.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, maybe we could just both go splitsies. I was like, nah.
Trick Williams with Little Yachty and Sami Zayn. I think this is probably one of the easier ones for me. I'm just going to go with Trick Williams retaining. I'm right there with you. I think Sami just needs to, have some type of character change or something different. He's, kind of stalling out on me. Trick is definitely, in his high prime moment. So have him retain, get him out of this little Sami Zayn stuff, and on to bigger, better things for Trick.
Yep. I got nothing more to say because
I know you've been.
Trick Williams is winning this match.
Yeah, because I know you've been just all done with Sami Zayn, and you've said your piece with that.
It's more than just like I'm over Sami Zayn. It's like I am all about Trick Williams and his lemon pepper steppers. Like let's go.
Yeah.
Danhausen and his tag partner. It's just hard to predict not knowing.
Right.
Because I'm like, if Danhausen's partner is Jelly Roll, Danhausen does not need to win this match. The Miz and Kit Wilson picking up a win would be good for Kit. But I think just to have like a feel good, like get the crowd hype moment, you have this open the show and it's a lot of fun, and Danhausen walks out of there the winner. Him and whoever his partner is. So
yeah, I mean, I think the easy bet would be something for Danhausen to just get his first win in WWE, because Miz, he doesn't really need the win. He's just kind of, in that zone of like, I'm just here to help out the young talent at this point. So
Danhausen's first PLE win.
right,
Because
correct.
he definitely did face.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He definitely did face at least Kit Wilson. He might have faced The Miz, and I just don't remember it.
Right.
Danhausen for the win.
I'm right there with you, Danhausen.
Stoked to see who the partner is. If it's not Jelly Roll, I mean, if it is Jelly Roll, okay, he's probably going off the top rope. And if you know, you know, as far as Santi Zap's deal with Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how that pans out, and if it goes,
We'll see
down,
if that goes down.
We'll be talking about it next Monday right here on the pod.
For sure.
Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu. Just hard to bet against Roman Reigns. I'm going with Roman Reigns retains.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see Jacob win it, just like anything. But yeah, I'm gonna say.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Roman.
Jacob's also like kind of the heel in this situation because people are rooting for Roman Reigns. So like Jacob is in this like kind of heel person, like where he's getting crowd boos from people. So it's like I'd hate for him to win his first world title, and people are booing it because they took the strap
just
off.
mad
of
about
Roman
it.
Reigns. Yeah. See, don't like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna on your end. It's odd for Roman to just get the belt and then just lose it the next month. But then again, he has just been champion for 1,000 days, so I don't think we're expecting another 1,000 days with Roman. So, but yeah, I don't think he loses it this quickly.
Yeah, I think ultimately he's gonna drop it to Obafemi, but
yeah,
we'll see. We shall see. I am curious to see if we get the debut of Zilla Fatu here, because it seems like Backlash, or at some point after WrestleMania, we get another member of the Bloodline debuting somewhere. I know last year it was like JC Mateo, not really Bloodline. Could see Zilla Fatu coming through at this point, or maybe they hold him off for Clash in Italy. I don't know. We shall see.
Right.
I think it's going to be a fun show overall, but like not a lot of stakes, not a lot of stock.
Yeah, not a lot of hype around this, obviously, because we're just 2-3 weeks out post Mania, so
yeah,
they literally had a week or two to build off of some matches. So I'm not mad about not being able to watch it live. I'll watch it on the replay, but there should be 1 or 2 matches in there that are gonna deliver. But it's not, for me, it's not like a must-watch pay-per-view. There's only like 1 or 2 that you can be like, okay, definitely need to be around for that one. But as a whole, it's it's going to be an okay PLE.
I think Clash in Italy. I think they're probably going to load up the Clash in Italy card.
Yeah,
it's international.
Yep, that'll be one that's going to have a couple more for sure.
Their Clash shows tend to be pretty good. So
yeah,
I think Saturday Night Main Event is going to be very Saturday Night Main Event. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we get a couple of the women's title matches defended there. So
yeah, knowing that it's only like a 2-hour show, it's, and the matches for those are usually very quick to try to get a decent amount of matches in for those. So yeah, that'll be another one that's like, not a lot of matches, but there'll be a lot more quicker matches. So
right, or they'll be doing angles to help set up for Clash in Italy too, which is the next Sunday.
True.
So like,
yeah,
at least one major angle feels like they're gonna pay it off at Saturday night's main event to feel like, hey, this is what you missed. Like, I don't feel like it's just going to be like okay, here's these 5 matches and that was it. Like, I think they're trying to make something, at least one important thing happen at Saturday night's main event. But again, we'll see if those shows are built more for maybe people who don't have Netflix, maybe people who don't have ESPN. So it's like if people have regular cable and they're flipping by and they see a wrestling match, it's like it's supposed to be more about that and have that old school Saturday night main event vibe.
Yeah. So
we'll see. Anthony, anything else before we wrap this one up?
No, I think we covered everything. We got, our match predictions in for this week. Talked about Raw, talked about SmackDown, gave our little, 2 cents on the New Day stuff. And, I think we hit all our bullet points. Again, another, decent week. I thought Raw tonight was, decently good for the go-home show into Backlash. So, I am looking forward to seeing some of the matches, but, it's like one of those things like you're not totally hyped to be like, okay, I had to be at the TV and doing this and doing that. But, I'll definitely watch the matches when I get back out of my gig.
It was a good show given you have playoff hockey going on and you have playoff basketball going on. Like, yeah. It was very all right. Like, there wasn't anything that was like, this is...
It definitely did what it needed to do to, not that you're always trying to compete with certain different things, but, I definitely watched more of Raw than trying to watch more of the games, because, one, it's not the final games of those, so not seeing one game is not going to hurt too much. So, yeah. But guys, just want to let you know before we get out of here, if you are here for the first time, again, my name is Anthony Irvin. I'm here with my buddy and best friend, Jim Green. We are the One Set Podcast. Make sure you guys are hitting us up and subscribing to us at One Set Pod on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and right here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that notification bell to be able to see us live every Monday after Raw, talking about everything WWE. And Jim, let everybody know where they can hang out with us outside of our episodes.
That's the Facebook group One Set Fam. Again, that's the Facebook group, the number One Set Fam on Facebook. Juan, come hang out with us. That is where our community interaction goes down. Come hang out with us.
Shout out to all our One Set Fam.
That's it. Thank you all for tuning in per usual. Anth, I love you. All the love to you.
Love you, dude.
And until next time.
Peace.